Good evening. Here we go. Who's in the chat? Pre-game show. Here with Caleb. Where's Manny? He's been waiting.
How'd you guys like that 2014 YouTuber music at the start, huh? The man is already.
Here we go. Manny's in already. The Hustle Boys got 2 TVs ready. One is on, the other's ready for backup just in case. Ben, what's going on, brother? Ben from Men's Ed. Yeah. You from Auckland? You from Auckland? I've been to Auckland a couple times. Got some family over there. So, yeah, I'd like to know where you're from there. Yep. When will sub be announced?
I'll see now if it's been announced, actually.
The game starts at 7:40, so it would probably be around 6:40, Steve.
Yeah, it's normally an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AY Malice, how you going? What is it, 8 o'clock in Perth now or 9 o'clock?
No, they're 3 hours behind you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. The other way around. Yeah. Are you still working then, Malice? Wellington. There you go. Do you follow the A-League? Do you follow the Wellington Phoenix at all? They had a decent season in the A-League. Evil Monk, how you going? Up the pies. Can we win with half a team? We'll talk about it very soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Plenty to talk about. We've started early so we can get plenty to talk about. And then we also have the post-game show after. And I think we're going to try and get you guys involved. If anybody wants to jump on the stream, I'm going to send a link in the chat after the game. If anyone wants to jump on and have a yarn with us, we're gonna have you guys. We're really keen to do that.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get banned. Hopefully someone doesn't come on with any clothes on. Has to be mandatory.
Yes, exactly.
I know it's a couple good looking blokes, but
we can see the camera, so we'll know. Here we go. Bag. Best on ground for the Pies performance tonight, champs. Who we got?
I think Dacos is always a shoe-in, right?
Yeah, let's have a look at Dacos's history against the Doggies. AFL tables. One sec. Let's see. One sec, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give you guys some information regarding Nick Dacos's performances against Nick Dacos AFL tables, and we'll see how he fares against the Doggies. Okay, so Western Bulldogs, has a 1-on-1 record, averages 25 disposals in 2 games, and has kicked a goal in both of those games, and averages 10.5 contested possessions. So he's the man.
Obviously, those 10.5 contested is going to be a lot higher today with the role he's playing at the moment. So expect that to almost double.
I think he's been averaging like 15 contested possessions a game in the last 5 or something.
Ballarat. Not bad.
Matt Gibson, welcome to the stream. Ballarat here. Do we win tonight? Hopefully. We've got some good confidence in the system, and it just feels like, I think I was saying in the stream yesterday, champs, that even without Pendles these days, I feel like we can get the job done. Whereas in the past, if you see Pendles out, you're kicking yourself, because you feel like the game is the game's over before it's even started with Pendles out. What's is that a reference?
Yeah, it's a reference.
I wouldn't get it.
No, I'll show you the video later.
After Maggie's gamer boy, let's go. Love the Phoenix. Went to most of the home games. Gutted they lost, but awesome season for the Knicks. Yes. Good season. Unfortunate. Central Coast ended up winning. I used to play once upon a time for Melbourne City in the youth team as a goalkeeper, until they realised that I was a fraud and wasn't good enough, and then they released me, and now I do YouTube.
You know, I am noticing a trend that this Melbourne City youth reserve goalkeeper talk is starting to become a little bit like Scott Pendle's basketball background. I almost every live stream camp you've mentioned, but you know what? I would too. I've
got to let you guys know. I've got to let you in on a little bit of my background. Caleb was a good rugby player as well once upon a time, but he's switched codes a bit like who was
Israel Folau?
Israel Folau, and then who was the other guy? Carmichael
Hunt.
Hunt from Gold Coast.
That's a couple of
Pendles. You reckon Pendles best on ground, Troy? Well, he's not playing, so just want the bottom 6 players to compete for me. Exactly.
Yeah.
Lockie Sullivan, another good game, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly right. Like we were saying last pre-game, it's always your bottom 6 that make a side. You know, everyone's top 6 will be pretty good. So what those guys can come in and do a performance, you know, with the likes of AJ coming into the squad, and you know, Billy Franzen possibly playing down forward today in a ruck. But we'll dive deep into that a little bit later.
Yeah. Actually, just quickly, just on that, Billy Frampton will pinch hit, right?
Yeah, exactly right. So it looks like he'll play in the forward line and pinch hit. Do I love that? Not really, but that's what the selection board's gone with. Would have liked Kruger to come in and do a job and come as a forward ruck. And then also, you know, he's playing the VFL right now, champs. And when we're going to get our pre-game coffees, we've already seen he's bagged 2 goals already in the VFL.
He's kicked 3 now. He's kicked 3 now in the third quarter of the VFL in the curtain raiser. So if you guys want to get that on as well on the TV, they're playing against the Doggies. They're losing, but the positive is Kruger's non-selection. He's taken that with a vengeance and taken it personal, like Michael Jordan, and he's kicked 3 goals now, which is his biggest return thus far this season. My best on ground is Bytel. I reckon he might shock a few. I think he might play wing as well. It would be hard to be best on ground from the wing, I think, but I'd love to see Bytel establish himself. He's got quite a few good stories. Had multiple back surgeries, which is why he went. He was a highly touted pick coming into the AFL, but then with the injuries to his back, took his time to get his wheels rolling at St Kilda, and then did okay last year. Got some games, and then obviously got delisted, and now he's here and has an opportunity to prove himself.
What are we saying? After last night's shows, I see the All-Australian team from halfway, both Dacos boys in the centre. Yeah, look, we'll probably definitely see that more so tonight as well. We saw them do it last week against Freo, so we're just going to make sure they get the matchups in the mid correctly.
Yeah.
Which we can probably segue into Troy's comment before, if you want to just bring that up. In regards, just a little bit further down, champs, in who's going to play the role of Pendles is what he was alluding to. And that's where we're talking about with Bo coming in there as a bigger midfielder to come in, because he does play quite a physical role, Pendles and Bo. So you need someone in there to substitute for that. That's why we were thinking with the draft on Wednesday, could possibly Ned Long come in straight away, because he's that a more physical 6'4" midfielder. But obviously he's got a little bit of a niggle, so he's out for 1 to 2 weeks. So obviously he's not selected today. But
what's he got?
He's got a niggle, champ. That's what
I think it's a calf. It's a calf. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Manny, thanks, mate. fucking hit the like button, support the lads. Yeah, give us a like. Get the algorithms
hit the TV
going.
champs, huh?
Yeah, hit the TV. For every TV that gets hit, we get a like. Super play, we've already said, yep. Game of it, let's go. Backs against the wall type of game. I still back in this group 100%. We just need to survive these next 5 weeks. Then we get lots back. Exactly. And the silver lining is these players aren't out with long-term injuries, albeit some of them are soft tissues and foots and this and that. But hopefully, if all goes well, we see our team back very soon. Paul is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Back again. Paul, love that. We're gonna win.
Yeah, it's weird. It's that weird feeling I got at the moment. I still feel confident, even with all the outs that we have.
Yeah,
I think we're in for a treat, and I think that's from just previous weeks of new guys coming in from our VFL squad or guys under 5 games, and they're coming in and doing a role each week. Yeah. So it's not really like, oh, we've got a lot of outs. We don't have trust in the team.
Yeah.
Would love to see Charlie Dean lift tonight. Yeah, I think he'll lift to the occasion as well, finding his feet more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, expecting good things from him tonight. Yeah, AJ has had so much criticism. Thoughts, hoping he shines tonight. I do too. I think he's such a streaky player that when he's on, he's really, really good. Like we saw it last year. When he's on, he's on. He looks really good. It's just what happens. Ball comes into him, he drops an easy one, first disposal, head drops.
Yeah.
What is he going to do then to rebound and lift his head up? Because we know, with such a confidence-based player, if he gets his tail up early, kicks one early, he's going to have a good game.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't get near it, then we could probably see AJ from earlier on this year, which is why he's copping a lot of flack when it doesn't go his way.
Yeah, and Ash Johnson does seem like the type of player that if he does drop that first mark or doesn't kick straight, he's fucked for the rest of the game. So we don't want to see that.
Exactly right.
But just looking at the game Ash Johnson had against Western Bulldogs last season, he had 11 disposals and 3 goals, and he had 2 contested marks. So, like I said, throughout the week, he has a bit of history against the club, a successful history against the Doggies, albeit one game, but it does go a long way in your confidence when you've played well against a certain team.
Exactly right.
All right, what's next? This is a good one. I don't wear supporter gear when the team plays. Wore a Collingwood cap for the Port Adelaide game, took it off, and then the team destroyed Port. Well, we have a running theme, Caleb and I, that if things aren't working out in the game, we take off the merch. And then if that's not working after a certain period of time, we put the merch back on. So that's our little superstition every week. And that's been a thing for 4 years now?
Yeah, exactly. It happened during the COVID years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we would never win games watching the games together. And that's sort of slowly skewing back into the positive bracket. Right. Do we think Noble continues his amazing form tonight? He hasn't put a foot wrong in the last few weeks. Defensively, he's improved and his ball use is elite and is one of our best ball users at the moment. So we really like to see Noble continue his amazing form. Top 3 best players on the field. I'll have a crack at this and then Caleb can maybe give his. For tonight, I'm going to manifest Ash Johnson, obviously, to be one of the best. I want to see Nick Dacos. That's an easy one. And then who else can I add into that? Let's see 25 touches and a goal from Lockie Sullivan.
25.
25 and 1.
25, that's pretty big.
Got 24 last week.
Yeah.
Had a few shots on goal and missed it. So I think he's capable of 25 and 1. Who are your 3?
I think honestly Bo firing.
Yeah, good one.
I think if he does have those midfield minutes, and we did see in Carlton game when he was playing in the midfield, he looked fucking really good, good. So if he can get on a run like he did in that Carlton game, not get Ben Askren knocked out, I think he'll be in for a good one. Like you're saying, Nick Dacos every week is pretty much a shoe-in. And I probably would put Josh in there as well. Maybe he'll get some more run in the middle.
Yeah.
See how he goes there.
Yeah.
For the Bulldogs, probably Trelaw might have a big one as well.
Fuck him off.
It's his old club.
Fuck him off. Fuck him off. Thoughts on AJ? Yeah, we're really hoping he has a good game. Freak shot. 3 goals against the Dogs last season, so hopefully he can replicate that tonight. Oh, that's actually a good call. We didn't mention Lockie Schultz, but how massive of a game is this for Lockie Schultz, given we're without Joe Richards and Jamie Elliott tonight in the small forward department?
Yeah, exactly. You need to be firing. We know he brings it defensively, but we really need him to start firing on offense. So we've put a little bit of a spotlight on him this week, and then it's definitely going to be a topic of discussion in the post-game show, won't it?
Yeah. James, can you do me a favor? Our laptop charger is plugged in, but it's not plugged in on the other side. Now, just be careful, champs. Don't disconnect anything, otherwise we might lose the stream. No pressure. If we go blank here, guys, you'll know why. I think the cord just needs to be plugged into the adapter, really. Here we go. Moment of truth. Go on, champs.
72 minutes, man.
72 minutes. Don't fuck it up.
How are we looking?
No, you plugged in the wrong one, I think. He's plugged in the wrong cord.
Pressure.
Here we go.
How many fucking iPhone chargers you
Yeah, I know, man. iPhone City here, man.
Here we go, man.
What do you think Finn McRae has to do to prove himself today? Well, if he plays half-forward flank, there's not too much you can ask for him other than to just play his role. If he gets the nod in the centre bounce, that's a real opportunity for him. And I think, what does Finn McRae have to do? Let's say, hypothetically, he gets 60% centre bounce attendances tonight. What do you think from a stat sheet count would warrant a pass for Finlay McRae? And furthermore, what would warrant establishing himself in the rotation a bit more in the midfield tonight?
Yeah, you're saying 60% chance?
60. If he has 60% centre bounce attendances, what would you expect from him, hopefully?
Yeah, well, I think if he's in there 60% of the time, probably numbers in regards to efficiency will probably go down a little bit, but you'd probably see him, pass mark for him if he's in there. I'd like to see at least 20 disposals. That'd be a good pass mark from him.
Yeah.
And if he comes in as a resting forward, 1 goal. That'd be a great performance.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll add to that, I'd like to see 10 tackles from Finlay McRae, tackling machine at VFL level, and he's shown to do that at AFL level as well, so that would be good. How do we win tactically? Okay, I will start by saying we need to win. So the Bulldogs are the number one scoring from stoppage sites. Not only are they really good in clearances, they score from it heavily. And when you got the Bont in there, and Liberatore when he's healthy, and Ed Richards and Adam Treloar, they're gonna cause issues around the stoppage. But Collingwood, conversely, are top 4 in scores from stoppages as well. So that's going to be the biggest thing to watch. That's the biggest watch. And defensive half transition is going to be a big one. Last season, when Collingwood, the Dogs faced last season, they both scored 50 points from defensive half transition, which is like 3 goals above the AFL average. So under the roof, it's going to be a game where the ball's going to move pretty seamlessly from end to end. So it's just a matter of managing that. And if that's the case, then we're probably going to see quite an open game, and it's going to expose, or could potentially expose, players like Darcy Moore, Billy Frampton, and Charlie Dean. So they're going to have to be strong.
Yeah, exactly right. And to our point, last week when we played against Freo, especially in that first quarter, it was such an open, free-flowing game. We couldn't really stop and play a little bit more contested and slow Freo down. So what the issue was last week was defensive structure. We don't have time to set up yet. So that was meaning, like you're alluding to, Darcy Moore and Frampton, if he plays down there, Maynard, they can't set up properly. So if that's the case, we could actually be in for a shootout today.
Yep. What else have we got here? Feels less damaging when pies are injured. Some individual brilliance can be missed, but the roles are filled. Proof is Sullivan and Richards Harrison all doing a role. Yeah, and that's all we're asking for tonight is the lads, the bottom 6, to play their role. Probably going to be honest, ask a little bit more of them tonight, given the amount of outs we have. So that will be something to keep an eye on.
Champion team beats the team of champions. Very true.
Yep,
very true.
Exactly. Daniel Cassett has entered the chat, the old man. Caleb with the shaggy dog hair. Crab emoji.
No way. That's disrespectful.
Danny Cassette has come in all guns blazing in the chat.
Mind you, he's rocking a mohawk in 24 by the way.
He's got the cockatoo haircut.
Yeah,
he's
does.
Cunt's fucking 55. He's still got a cockatoo haircut. And he's got tips in his hair right now as well.
That's a bit of 2021.
He's trying he thinks he's 35 still.
Yeah.
Chris Cassette, what the fuck? Yep, exactly.
Collingwood have a strong system despite personnel available, but we still need a star at times. like example. AJ kicks a bag, Bartel runs a mark, Sullivan or Harrison. I think we can do this. Go Pies.
Yep. Go
Exactly
Pies.
right.
Thanks, Troy. Beacon Stricter McCreary will lift. What's a Beacon Stricter? Because he's obviously trying to do some wordplay there. Is that a spelling error by you, Manny? I know your Greek is probably your first language, but is that a Beacon Stricter? Let me search it up. And guys, help us out in the chat if you know what that is. Oh.
Were you submitted to the Wi-Fi or?
Beacon.
He's just trolling us.
He's probably fucking with us. Good old Manny.
Something popped up.
It doesn't pop up on Google, so I don't know what you've done there, Manny. Jeb?
Lipinski more centre bounce attendance. I don't see it happening.
Nah, he's holding down the wing very well, and he's kicking goals from the wing, and his outside ball use is needed. So when you put an outside player in the midfield inside, naturally the disposal efficiency will go down. We want the ball on the outside in Lipinski's hands, in Josh Dacos's hands. I know we said we want Josh Dacos inside, but in the case he plays wing, we're more than happy to have him with the ball on the outside.
Danny Cassette goes, Finn not good enough. I don't know. I think he's been all right when he did play. Obviously had a crack against West Coast. Wasn't too bad in that Adelaide game. Does bring a lot of pressure acts as well.
Yeah.
So, today will be testing, especially if he goes in there into the midfield and does more attendances. We'll really get to see what he's really like.
Yeah.
They kind of, not in excuse, but we're saying, we are playing him out of position in a forward role.
Yeah.
So if he does go in and doesn't perform, then it'll give us a good indicator.
Yeah. Similar to AJ, I'm not ready to write off Finlay McRae. Some people might be. I'm not ready to do that. Who's going to win and by how much tonight? Well, hopefully Collingwood. And the way things go these days with Collingwood, I'm going to say Collingwood win by 6 points. Okay? No more draws, though. 7 points, because I don't want to entice a draw.
I'm going 17 points. Collingwood.
17. What about 72, man?
Yeah, we need this game. To win this game, we need a player to kick a bag. Yeah, hopefully AJ comes in. And
AJ's the man.
Job.
Or Billy Frampton. Imagine he comes through and kicks 4 and pinch hits in the ruck and does a job. That would be massive.
What are your thoughts on Schultz? He does a lot more than some realize, in my opinion, but he needs to do more thoughts.
Yeah, we've pointed it to before, and everybody knows it's not a secret. Lachie Schultz is a defend first forward, but he averaged close to 2 goals a game for Fremantle, and he was the number 1 small forward there. So it's different here when you got Bobby Hill ahead of you, Jamie Elliott.
Exactly right.
But tonight's night for him to kick some goals. It's really simple. Manny, Finn needs to show something against a decent team, not only bottom sides. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, here we go. Jazz.
Bongs,
My old man wants to hear you guys talk about Essendon. Well, you got anything for him? I've got nothing for you. They're doing well. They're doing well. What's his old man's name?
Phil.
Phil.
Dirty Phil.
Shout out to Philly Mac. No, you were shitting yourself. Is this another more inside jokes, huh?
Yeah, bit of a Husey.
Finn to match up on his brother. Question, is Jack McRae even playing tonight? Could be the confidence boost needs to match up on his brother. Well, Jackson McRae is listed against against the Pies, and it just depends where he plays. Does he get centre bounce attendances? Does he play half forward? I don't know what Bevo's up to. He's always fucking moving the magnets and just playing funny buggers with the selection panel. So it'd be cool to see them match up head to head at some point in the centre. Yeah. As we just pointed out too. Yeah, we're hoping we get some more output from Lachie Schultz.
Like we're saying, if you guys missed it, we think his defensive pressure acts are elite, but we just want to see him lift today in the forward line. Well, offensively, I should say. Yeah. Markov probably needs to refine some of the early 2023 form quickly. Not sure where he fits at the moment. I think, today will be a good matchup. He's quick, very quick for his position.
Yeah. 6'2".
Yeah. Bloody no check side kicks for him.
No check side kicks, Markov. Just keep it simple, mate. Give the hands off. Yeah. I I don't know. Is there an opportunity for Markov to play wing at some point, given Ed Allen is out, but then you got Jack Bytel and McRae who maybe could play there also, or do we even see someone like Markov play as a pressure forward, given his speed at ground level? His old man was actually an Olympic high jumper, I think. So he's got the hops. Be nice to see Markov play in the forward line, see what he can offer in that department.
I feel like how up forward will be huge. Yeah, like I think I don't know. I've never really been too much of a fan of Hal going up forward. I know you
love it.
him. I know you love it, and I know he can get up on people's shoulders. But
Yeah.
I just think, his ability to come across and intercept marks and play that role is quite elite.
Yeah.
And then sometimes in the forward line, I feel like he does get a little bit lost.
Yeah.
It is a lot of difference when you play in the back line versus in the forward line. But when you play in the back line, the forward's kind of leading you to the dance type situation. Whereas when you're in the forward, you're deciding where to run, and it's quite a hard position to play. Obviously, if there is a pack there, he's probably putting his knee on someone's head.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play tonight in the forward line. It seems like he'll play in the back line, especially with Billy Frampton having a pinch hit in a ruck. And for those just tuning in, Kruger's playing in the VFL right now. He's kicked 3 goals in a losing side against the Dogs at Marvel in the curtain raiser. So that's really good to see for him. And just a reminder, we are doing a post-game show and we're going to get you guys involved. If you guys want to jump on the stream, I'll send a link after the game into the chat and you can select the link and you'll be in front of our eyes and we can add you to the stage to, I guess, spitball about the game that was.
Before we go on to the next comment, I reckon would like to know your guys' thoughts in the comments and your thoughts, champs, on the doubleheader. I love it.
Yeah.
Being able to come early, watch the VFL side play, then watch the senior side play. It's a little bit like that local footy type of vibe.
Yeah.
And then it's also great exposure for maybe some people not as diehard as us here. We're doing a YouTube. These guys are tuning in, so obviously we're talking to the diehard fan.
Yeah.
Where other people who, watch Collingwood can kind of get in there early and be exposed to what our VFL team's really about.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they don't do that more often. I think it's a great way, like pretty much all to the points that Caleb just mentioned. Just do it. Is it maybe a matter of they don't want the ground to be ruined? It's one of the things that comes to mind. I'm not too sure if Marvel and MCG have certain rules regarding that and tighten up the restrictions around that. So what are your thoughts, guys? Is that something you guys know much about? Do we know why they don't do it as frequently? So
because I think back in the day,
they
used to do it. So so obviously something's changed there.
If that old man Danny is in the chat, can you give us some pointers given your, I guess, entering fossil territory in your life? Can you tell us a bit about what it was like to see Collingwood reserves playing at Victoria Park before, say, the seniors would play? Rebs, I think it's going to be a low-scoring slog for both teams for the most part. I would be very surprised if the game finishes under 160 points. I think this is going to be a fast-moving game, a high transition game. It was like that last year, so I expect quite the contrary. Craig, there you go, mate.
Love the Sunnies.
Love the Sunnies. Going to be tough tonight. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Yep, Cougar kick 3 in the VFL will be in next week if Ash Johnson doesn't do a job.
Yeah. I was just, and if Frampton doesn't perform in the ruck as well, could he find his way in?
Evil Monks had a crack at Manny's comment earlier. Maybe a constrictor like a snake with Bo at the front, just a guess, but assume it's to do with his tackling pressure. I think that's a fair guess. Boa constrictor, play on his name, type of snake, guys. Okay, yeah. All right.
Okay.
See, that's why we got guys like Craig and Evil Monk in the chat, because they provide clarity around things that we are completely lost about. And Marty as well. Oh, hold on a minute. It was a boa constrictor. Yeah, see, you guys know better than us. There you go. Look at that.
Jeez. We're not so smart.
No, we're not so smart. I feel silly, but it is what it is.
I can't afford to have a goalless quarter. We've had at least one in a handful of games this season. Yeah. And I was actually listening to a couple of interviews today with Pendles on the Magnets, I believe.
Tom Mitchell?
There's Tom Mitchell on there, and they were just talking about how Flyers are very relaxed pre-game, which is really good. You kind of want that from a coach. You don't really want to be stressing out your players. but he really kind of puts an emphasis on like a windscreen wiper mentality. Like, if you make a mistake,
Be a goldfish, man.
It's fine, man. It could be a goldfish, very short-term memory, but like, and then backing the boys in to come in and have a big second or halftime performance. So yeah, I think that's could be a little bit of part of like why we start slow sometimes, but we can always work the way in because it feels like nothing's out of reach for the Collingwood boys.
Yeah. The worst part is when your coach is stressed before the game and you see that, it permeates into the team and it adds further pressure that's just not needed, I think.
Exactly right.
Here we go. Paul.
I'm eating a pizza.
What's your go-to, Paul? What is it?
Yeah, I'm definitely a pepperoni.
Oh, pepperoni through and through. Pepperoni through and through. If I had to go half and half, I'd even go pepperoni and a margarita. I'm not a big fan of meat lovers, Hawaiian, capriccio. Fuck the anchovies off. I can't stand it. Are you an anchovies man? If there's any anchovy lovers in the chat, please put your hand up. We just need to know if there's any sick people in this chat because that would be concerning.
Yeah, pepperoni, a little bit of hot honey, champs.
Hot honey.
Yeah, a little bit of hot
honey. I actually don't mind that shout. Yeah. I don't mind that. That's good. That's good. How about we talk about Essendon's last spot? It was a few lie when it happened. There you go, Mac.
Hey, it's our man as well, Demon Badger, huh?
Demon Badger. What did you say last time? My wife's blonde, so brunettes.
Yeah,
or something like
about,
that.
Hair colours. Forth and Bobby Hill lead in the forward line tonight. Yeah, obviously, if the ball's going to hit the deck, he's going to be there. He's such an electric player. Just hits it at such pace, doesn't he? Like, as soon as you see him kind of lurking, he's kind of
Bobby
like,
Dazzler, brother.
But he's a little bit like Randy Orton, he's ready to just pick up the ball, RKO, snap the goal, you know what I mean? So, and his ability to lead up and take a mark as well is really good for his position. Hopefully he does a really big job for us. Yeah. Along with Ash Johnson, who's going to be our key kind of target down there. Yeah.
Kemenchi Basics, how are you going? Can Roy Lobb ruck? If so, he'd be a good addition. Nah, I don't. Firstly, Yassel Kemenchi Basics, he does this instrument. I think it's called Kemenchi.
Yeah.
And he posts videos on YouTube, and he posted a video using his instrument playing the Collingwood theme song. I thought that was quite cool. So props to that, mate. But yeah, Caleb and I, we're not too crash hot on Roy Lobb. I think, no, I don't know. I just don't like, he's like, what is he? Probably nearly 30 years old.
Yeah.
He'd be earning some sort of cash, and I don't know. I just feel like it's what's the saying? I feel like I'm going to cook this one, but it's like when you've got to plug a hole in the pipes or something, like you're sort of just you're filling the gap. You're filling the gap, and I feel like he's a gap filler. I don't want a gap filler. I want someone who's there for the long term. Get Aiden Begg involved at some point in the next couple of years in the key forward pinch hit ruck role. Who's in a kick the most? I think who's going to kick the most? We want Ash Johnson, don't we, champs?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Obviously, when he's firing, he's up and about. 3 goals last time, so hopefully he finds some form again. Markov as a tagger, maybe something diff. Yeah. Look, like it would actually be a good tagger. He's quite physical, quite very quick. He could do a job. Does our system really allow for a tagger? Maybe not. But obviously, from the centre balance, if you want to stay tight, it's something he can do.
Guys, just a little fun fact. We average 9 more tackles than the Dogs over the course of the season thus far. And with the new adjudication coming into play with the umpires, that might play into the hands of a side like Collingwood to get rewarded more for their tackles. We saw they were more hot on it yesterday for the Port and Carlton games. That was, I feel like they adjudicated it pretty well. So I'd be keen to see. But naturally what happens, even in like politics or in the world in general, when changes are made on a grand scale, there's usually an overcorrection. Yeah. So you overcorrect something, and then like in the terms of the tackling, they're going to make some suspect calls, but it's a necessary evil to then reduce back to a baseline where we've found a happy medium where we're not just calling everything holding the ball, but we're also not letting the tackles go for too long.
Exactly right. We saw it with Ginny when we had him, 1 week. He'll get a lot of calls for ducking the knee. Then some weeks they don't call it. Then also with the descent rule. I would just love like the AFL.
How bad was that? The descent
that
was an overcorrection. That was
that was shocking.
And now it's non-existent. Basically.
Yeah, I know. People are pretty much punching on with the umpires. Yeah. But I'm just like the game hasn't changed too much. Like they change the rules all the time, but kind of like the holding the ball rule's been around for ages. Why can't it just stay the same? It feels like it's always changing.
Well, they can't get it right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I feel like it's some of these fixes are so simple, but I don't know. Whoever's leading the umpires, I don't know. Go on, James.
Yeah, we'd love to see Bo run through the middle for another go. Has strengthened the pressure for it. Just need to find the pill a bit more. Thoughts exactly right. He will definitely have more centre bounce attendances today with Pendle's out with that bicep. So Pendle's going to be out until about round 15 so far. That's what they're saying. So pretty much after the bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bo will go in there because we do need a bigger bigger mid in there. So he'll go do a job, be that pressure player, and then hopefully Dakes can go get on the fly on the outside.
Yeah, and just a few statistics on Bo McCreary. Last week, he had 17% centre bounce attendances, which is more than he usually ever gets, really. And he had 14 disposals, and he took the game on. He really did take the game on. So I think he just needs to build on that and get comfortable in the midfield. How does that stack up against his career average? He averages 9.1 disposals in his career thus far. So for him to get 14 disposals, 5 more than he's typically acquainted with, it's a good start. And I think, mate, if Bo McCreary can get 20 disposals and a goal tonight, that would be massive for Collingwood in the medium term.
Exactly right. You just develop in a bigger, more physical inside mid until we get Bailey Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, yeah, Bailey Smith, it seems like it's the inevitable. He's going to come to Collingwood, and we'll probably get him for unders because of the ACL. And I think he's a little bit unproven. We've seen how dominant he can be in that 2021 final series. He just took the league by storm. But then he sort of fell out of favour in the midfield, and Luke Beveridge plays Russian roulette with his selections and then puts him out on a wing, puts him in a forward flank where he's hardly seen. I think there's a lot of upside there, but I think Bo McCreary still has a spot in the midfield, even with Bailey Smith involved. Bobby bags a bag of goals. Norm Smith medal form, please. Yep. We haven't seen any Norm Smith form, but we saved those ones for the final series. But today's a Norm Smith type of needed performance.
Yeah, exactly right. We probably need to get a win next week against Melbourne. It's going to be a hard one. And then obviously we got North the week after. Then the bye. And then after the bye, if we can get 2 wins before the bye, we're going to look in good stead. You know, we dropped this one today, and we're going to climb the mountain and definitely get that game back against Melbourne before everyone comes back after the bye.
Yeah, agreed. Wish Cruz was starting tonight. Yeah, like I said earlier in the stream, he's kicked 3 goals in the VFL, come out with a vengeance, took the non-selection personal. I'll just quickly do a quick update to see where we're going. The game is over between the Dogs and the Pies. They go down by, is that 36 points?
Yep.
Yeah, 36 or 38. Yeah, 36 points. And Kruger kicked 3. And Trent Bianco, ex-Collingwood player for the Dogs, kicked a goal and had 29 touches and was not selected in the mid-season draft, although he nominated. So unfortunate for him, but positive for him to have a good performance against his old club.
Yeah, just on Kruger, I was so surprised. Obviously at footy training yesterday, tuned in as well while getting my ankle strapped. And I was actually so surprised Kruger didn't get picked. I was saying, surely he'll come in. We need a forward. We need a ruck. Makes logical sense. Obviously, come out today, do a performance, 3 goals, a little bit of vengeance. Hopefully, gets a spot next week.
Can't ignore him next week.
Yeah, exactly.
If someone slips, Ash Johnson slips.
Yeah, I think we hope Johnson plays a good game, but I really would be very interested to see how Frampton goes in the ruck. Yes, he did it last year, but I really feel like he's found a home defensively this year as a key defender. So obviously, he's going to be playing out of position. What does that do to our defensive structure, champs? And then also, if he doesn't perform in the forward line, what happens there as well?
If I had to look into my, what do they call it, crystal ball, and I had to pick like who I think will have a better career when it's all said and done, I think Kruger has more of a prominent career for Collingwood. He's only 25 and he's had so many injuries. I think there's a chance that he has more of an impact than Ash Johnson in the long term. Back in the day, under 19s, then reserves, then the main game, spent the whole day there. That's awesome, Craig. That would be so cool. Imagine that. Yeah. I wonder if they could eventually do like a Coates talent league with affiliations to the AFL team. So like a Collingwood under 18s. And then like Craig has said that he's had in the past, have like Collingwood under 18s and then the Collingwood VFL and then a Collingwood AFL. That would be just an awesome day for everyone involved. And it makes your Saturday fully
Sorted.
planned. Yeah, you're sorted. You don't have to think about what you're doing up until 7 o'clock. You've got everything you need at the one location.
Yeah, Sullivan will be huge tonight. Yeah, definitely. He's going to be in there amongst it. So
yeah.
We're
going to need goals from the midfield, and Lockie Sullivan had a few shots on goals last week and didn't register. But yeah, hopefully so. And thanks for tuning in, Andrew. I haven't seen your name in the chat before, so welcome to the stream, and looking forward to a massive game. We'll do a post game show as well after the game.
Can't the Pies win with an old-fashioned mosquito fleet of small forwards like Hill, Sullivan, Harrison, Bartel? Yeah.
That's what we've been doing, right?
Yeah, exactly right. It's what we've been kind of the blueprint that we've had, even last year. So yeah, not the usual names that are in there, but definitely something we look to build on.
All right, guys. Caleb, we'll get you to look at this one, and then I will pop open the sub.
Not a fan of anchovies, but I am a fan of pizza, pineapple on pizza. It's weird, champs. When I read it on the screen, I find it hard to read. My eyesight's a little bit blurry, but if I see it in the blue comment section, I can read it fine, which is a bit weird. I might need glasses, guys. Yeah. But anchovies, garbage. Pineapple and pizza, I'm actually a massive fan. Also got, champs, before we go to the next comment, do have a special shout out request from my little cousin, Zachy, his little 6-year-old, 7-year-old now.
Is that Jade's kid?
Yeah, Jade's kid. So shout out to Zachy who's watching the stream.
Zach,
and his little sister, Abby, as well.
Abby. So. And Jade, if you're watching as well, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Of course.
Margarita's only pizza that's also an alcoholic beverage. Yep, fun fact there. Guys, just a heads up, Will Parker is the sub. Lockie McNeil, the sub for the Bulldogs. And by the way, this is Billy Frampton's 50th game in his career, which is wild considering he's like 25, 26. It's taken him this long. But it's just a testament to overcome adversities, not being out of favour at Port Adelaide and Adelaide, and come to Collingwood, be a premiership player, and is an established player in our 22 right now. So kudos to the big man.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm just looking at that. There's a weird like Ash. There's probably just a bit of a throw off in there anyway. But Ash,
the team lineups make no sense.
Bit of a throw off there, but we did suggest Will Park would probably come again as a sub. And, I know some people don't really like guys who would debut in a really fresh coming in as a sub, but I actually think it's quite a good thing. They come in, and I keep saying it. They come in where everyone else is depleted. They're fresh, ready to go. It's an easier way for them to transition from that big jump up from VFL level to AFL level.
Yeah.
So for me, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. What are we looking at here? What happened to Big Roo, the guy wearing goggles? Mason Cox? He had a concussion and is out for 6 weeks with an MCL.
Yeah, so obviously whacking the... did he even get whacked, James? I don't even know how he got knocked out.
I think he got collected. Yeah, he was out before he even hit the ground.
Yeah, then he was out. Knee fell behind him and done his MCL. Big goofy, isn't it?
Yeah, the big goof.
Big goof.
Bo doesn't like bouncing the footy, so an explosive midfield role where he gets the hard ball could suit his game. I mean, he tries to bounce the ball. He did get caught on the wing last week, but I like him taking on the game, and I want to see more of that tonight. Yeah, this is a big one, Manny. Ash Johnson does let himself down with his efforts, and it's early in the game that he does that as well, which we don't want to see. When you've got a full tank, you've got to unleash everything. You shouldn't be saving or sparing any petrol tickets early in the game when the heat is on early.
Yeah, I can pretty much confidently say within probably the first 15 minutes of the first quarter, we will see what type of game we're going to expect from Ash Johnson.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if his confidence... he's the epitome. If I open up a dictionary right now and there's a confidence player, you go, hey, Caleb, what is a confidence player? It's going to show me a photo of Ash Johnson.
Yeah, agreed.
Does Pendles retire? Very buddy-like injury. Also, Frampton to show Pies the way, like his 1970 British predecessor, Peter. Well, regarding Pendles, I don't think so. He was talking about in that Magnets about his injuries, and he's been so lucky with injuries, and over the off season was probably the hardest for him because he was out after getting surgery. But I think this is a little bit different. It's mid-season. His pipes can, get a relax and work on the legs a bit. But I think he'll be fine. And his form this year has shown that he's not slowing down at all.
God no. It's fake news.
I don't think... And if we saw, just jab him up with some painkillers.
Exactly. So Devo about Pendle's life sucks, man. I mean, of course, Mr. Glass, Adam Levine, Jeremy Howe returns. Seriously, play Kruger. We saw what happens when we rush players back. Yeah. So, look, are you saying don't rush Kruger or rush Kruger? I'm going to assume that you're saying don't rush Kruger. I think playing him tonight would indicate we're not rushing him. But now, after kicking 3 goals in the VFL, if someone like Ash Johnson or someone else isn't performing tonight, then he's straight in.
Yeah.
Woody, what's going on, mate? Have you guys called a margin yet? Yes, I said 7 points because I'm mindful that if I say 6 points, if they do kick a goal late, that's a draw. We don't want another draw. And you said?
I said 17 points.
17 points. So those are our margins. What's your margin, Woody? What do you reckon?
Did you say 7 points before?
Yeah, I said 6, but then I changed it to 7 to avoid any sort of manifesting of a draw. Charlie Dean versus Roy Lobb, battle of the crabs. Roy Lobb crab, yes. Charlie Dean, I'm not willing to die on the hill that Charlie Dean is a crab just yet. And fuck, we're gonna eat our words. If Roy Lobb kicks 3 goals, we're eating our words.
I don't care.
He's still
fucking
shit.
kick 3 goals for another club. not us.
Shit, yeah. Puppy dogs are good luck charms. We'll win. Yeah, this has been, guys. Marty, this has been. So we're gonna put it back down because she's heating me up. More to dislocate Dean's shoulder, a la Magin down 35 points, then Air gets the Murphy backline story and becomes a lock. So, I remember Darcy injured Magin. And, Josh Air, 6'6", is a good look, he was selected in the pre-season supplementary period. So, hopefully we can see Josh feature at some point this year. There's been big raps around him and another key position player that we would kindly welcome into the team, given the circumstances of our injuries right now. Andrew, cheers, mate. Appreciate the content. No, we appreciate you being here. We really do.
Yeah, definitely. Greg Frampton has locked into. I'm just going to read it from here. Greg Frampton has locked into the backline. Not pretty, but is able to run and disrupt opposition patterns out wide in particular. Yeah, I agree. That's why I am concerned of him going, obviously resting in the forward line and then pinch hitting. Probably hasn't shown a great ability in the forward line. He has shown good ability to pinch hit for us. Yeah. But, we're kind of playing him out of position and what that does to our defensive structure as well.
Yeah. I trust he'll do a job. The big 5-0, 50 games tonight, so hopefully he plays well. I think that's an air raid. Yeah. I think that's an air raid, Paul. Fucking goose. What a goose. Brad Bytel got a second chance. Also, shout out to Crispy, 226, equaling bad Scrabble hand, Uze. Also, Crisp over Lipper looks wise. He is gorgeous. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Jack Crisp with the most active consecutive games in the AFL right now, and it seems like you said, he's equaling the record of Adam Uze. So that's a massive feat. Looks wise, he's gorgeous. So you're saying Jack Crisp is more attractive than Patrick Lipinski? I feel like that's more of a taste thing. I think the young ones will probably opt for a Patrick Lipinski. I know my sister has some likings towards Patrick Lipinski, but Jack Crisp more attractive. I mean, whatever.
I feel like we're here again, Champ.
I thought we had these conversations. We were done with these conversations last week regarding good-looking men in the AFL.
I'll pull out the women's team or something. I reckon Lipper's better looking.
Yeah, I'll agree. We'll leave it at that. Nick Dacos, there we go, Badge. That's a great call. Nick Dacos should have his own religion, and it should be Dacosism.
Yeah.
Dacosism. How about that? Let's run with that. Bazir Faye gets in fight, got axed. Don't know what that means. Big Roo. Yep. Great time going to VFL Park with your grandfather, watching under-19 reserves and seniors in the Little League at halftime. So, Michelle, hello. Yeah. There you go. Michelle, do you know why they Michelle.
Hey, don't do my mum like that.
Michelle, do you know why they stopped that? I'm trying to figure out. That's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why they don't do it anymore.
Yeah. A little bit of background. Mum's got a hearing aid, so that's why everybody's just yelled into the mic. But yeah,
we love you, Michelle. We love you.
do.
Hey, do you remember her go to tuna sandwiches with tomato sauce on the shed that you guys used to have?
Tomato sauce?
Yeah, so she'd put tuna in the white bread, and I think it was like cheese or something, and tomato sauce in it. And we'd sit. There was a house. I think it was your grandma's.
Yeah.
At Willis Hill. There, or maybe it was.
No, it was I know the one talking about Waverley.
There was a shed, and we used to sit on top of the shed for some reason.
Yeah.
Or do you remember that time your old man and Michelle bought they bought the soccer goals for us, and we were playing in the backyard. It was a Christmas present, right?
Yeah, Christmas or birthday.
How long did it last?
It lasted about 2 hours. So
what happened? Do you remember what happened?
I remember vividly what happened.
Yeah.
So obviously quite young, about 6 or 7, we got soccer goals.
Yeah.
And we played English.
We were playing soccer?
We were playing soccer.
Yeah.
And I was the goalkeeper and you were one-on-ones.
Ironically.
And then you've come across pretty much slide tackles, an attempt of volley, and you've just Galanita hit the post. It broke in half. That was the end of that.
It was gone.
It was gone. It was destroyed.
Gone in 60
It's
seconds.
like, when the soccer players, they run up and they kick the corner flag?
Yeah.
It was like that. It was just gone.
Yeah.
But, that was probably the best, one of the best birthday presents I've short-lived.
I remember we were dirty about that as well. But we've made some interesting sports out of nothing. One of them was trampoline soccer, and Chris, if you're in the chat, you'll remember that we used to have a trampoline with nets around the trampoline, and we use the 2 posts, and we put a soccer ball, and we just double bounce each other. We'd have it was mayhem. It was like footy contact. Soccer, but on a trampoline. That was intense every single time.
And then obviously the hallway soccer.
Soccer with the pillow.
Yeah.
So at my old house, we'd use the hallway and play soccer with a pillow. And we just it gets to the point where we're kicking the pillow, but we're both kicking the pillow at the same time. And
you're
just
kicking shins, you're kicking the wall as well. Yeah. It was all happening. I'd like to know if you guys in the comments did anything funny like that, especially trying to develop your footy skills or any sport you were playing.
And the last one I want to add there, champ, is when we used to play cricket in the backyard. We used to play lemon cricket. So we'd always use lemons and we'd throw it. And for some reason, the liquid would do something to the shitty bats that we would get and they'd snap in half. There was that one time where for some reason, we used a cricket ball. Do you remember that one?
Break the window, champ.
Look, I'm not saying I'm Brett Lee by any stretch of the imagination, but I bowled a fast ball at Caleb. And
I cover drive the shit.
We always say just fucking, just bunts it. Just bunts. Nothing too crazy. Or if you're going to send it to the Princess Highway to the left. Yeah. This guy fucking follows through, smashes the cricket ball straight through my mum's bedroom window, smashed to clatters. And I think there was like a 5-second moment of silence. And we're looking at each other. It was sort of like when you hurt your younger sibling and you're telling them to shut up when they start crying. It was like that, but there was no words.
That was one more thing about when we were growing up was I was 1v1ing your brother on COD.
Yeah.
And he was rinsing me in COD, man. And me, back in the day, I used to have really bad anger issues.
Yeah.
Right? Really bad. And he's just making these faces and I just go to him and I'm like, do it again. And he does it and I crack him in the jaw and he starts crying. And obviously Danny.
Yeah,
he's coming. What the fuck? And then I'm like, bro, no, stop. Like, don't stop crying. And I had money.
Yeah.
My parents gave me money on Friday. I'm like, no, bro, I'll take you to the milk bar tomorrow. Be quiet.
I'll take you to the milk bar across the road. That's jokes. Well, there you go. There's some insight there. Don't rush Hal back. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how he goes tonight.
Yeah, he's back in. And I think that was more alluding to the other, I forgot what YouTuber's comment was, but he was talking about Kruger. He was saying Kruger should just come in instead of rushing Howard back.
Yes.
Because we saw Mychek come back
and the goalie as well.
Yeah. With that hamstring. So
we'll see. Look, the S&C have been good to us at Collingwood for the last few years and they seem like they know what they're doing. Let's see if Jeremy Howe's groin holds up. And if not, then Kruger will come in for him. We'll try, guys, we're a bit behind in the comments, so we'll try speed it up just a little bit. Finding this game pretty hard to call. Think Collingwood will win, but only just, I'd say, less than a goal. Hopefully not less than a goal, but we know the way Collingwood have been playing. It's probably going to be another close game. And when we're up by 30 points, it's not enough. We're not, we lose interest in the game as players, or the players lose interest, and they end up just fucking
making it a close one,
capitulating for fun.
I guess maybe we'll just go back to what we need to do to win. So do you want to cover that off again?
Yeah. So guys, just quickly, how do we win the game? Well, we've got to beat them in the stoppages. Bulldogs are the number one scores from stoppages side. When you got players like the Bont in there, Adam Treloar, these players obviously have a knack for getting active around the stoppages and kicking goals. Collingwood are also the 4th ranked side for scores from stoppages. So basically just win that. I don't think I'd have to check the stats, but we have not lost in scores from stoppages in quite a while. And then last year in the defensive half transition realm, there was the Bulldogs scored 50 points, more than 50 points, and so did Collingwood. So, and that's 2 or 3 goals above AFL average, and that was at Marvel as well. So expect a free-flowing game. So who can score more goals from transition? Who can quell, obviously as well? Who can defend it better? And yeah, score some stoppages are my main things. And then tackles as well was a big one. We average close to 10 more tackles than the Bulldogs at the moment. And that might work in our favor, given the fact that the AFL umpires are trying to crack down on tackles. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think obviously talking about centre bounces and what with Pendle's out, there's a little bit of experience gone out of there. So we're going to have to get Bo or someone else who's got to be a more physical player to come in and do the job. Previous weeks I'd be saying, we're going to have to try to push the other team under, but we might not actually have the cattle to be the more physical side and push someone under. So today we might actually really just have to back the one person in to win the footy and dominate the outside. So get, guys like Nick Dacos can own the outside. Josh, if he goes in there, Finlay, if he goes in there as well, like these guys, we might actually have to win the outside battle and see how we transition the ball forward. We did correct the wrongs kind of last week where we were able to slow up Freo a little bit, but in that first quarter, like our defense had no time to set up. So if we have a really fast flowing game, we need to be able to, set up either quickly in our defensively structure in the zone, or do we just go man on?
Yeah. Yeah, so those are some of the factors that we'll consider. Comanche anchovies are high. Let me show this. Anchovies are high in omega-3s, which are good in anti-inflammatories. Any fish should be an athlete's diet to help recovery. Agreed. I probably wouldn't opt for anchovies, but next week, brother, we're going to have some anchovies on stream for Comanche. Done. No. We'll have anchovies next week against our will. We'll probably spew in each other's faces, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. Just heard Sidebottom giving a pre-game interview. The boys are going to bring the pressure, and if they do, it's party time. Absolutely. Dacosism, that's elite. Thank you. The fucking Rezzies boys. Let's go. Here we go, Keys. Woody, the other Woody is in the chat. Frank he liked some of those stories. Do Steele and Pendles go for one more year? Should break the record on most games as teammates. If so, what did we say about? I think we said, was it you saying that Pendles is close to breaking, or I think it was someone else breaking the record, Boomer's record? Oh, I was speaking to Jid today. Yeah. Pendles is very close to breaking the 400 mark and the record held by Boom, which might be around 420 or something. Yeah. And Steele, if I had to guess right now, I don't think Steele gets past the end of the season. I think he retires.
Agreed. And something that, is a concern of mine is both of these guys retiring at the same time. So we'd hope Pendles, he's in great form. Yes, he's got this bicep injury at the moment. But yeah, a stagger plan where you're not losing such big experienced players in the 1 year can be a big detriment because we always talk about the stat line and things like that, and we do love stats, but these guys bring a wealth of experience, training ethic. We've got like Ilary Smith just come in, recruited, right? These guys are, in terms of Steele and Pendles, are going to show him the ropes and set the standard of what it is like to be an AFL player. And you lose that in 2 veteran players at the same time. We'd really hope that to be staggered. So I reckon Steele is probably going to make it to the end of the year. And then Pendles, hopefully another year, 2 years, for as long as he goes, maybe for 40 years, plays until he's 40. Yeah. But we'll see.
I've got a good one regarding that. So North Melbourne, when they made the prelim mid-2015, 2016 or something like that, they had let's see here, in 2015, they were, is it here? Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm nearly there. In 2016, they were the oldest team in the comp and very competitive. They had an average age of 27, and they were the oldest team in the comp and the most experienced team in the comp, similar to where Collingwood are right now. Not right now, given how many youngsters we have in the team, but then the following year in 2017, and this was the beginning of the end for North Melbourne, they went down to the 7th oldest team in the league, and then in 2018 they were still kind of old, top 5. 2019, yeah. So they kept dropping year on year in age, and look at I guess the demise there. So to Caleb's point, it's important to stagger these retirements so we don't lose a whole bunch of leadership all at once. VFL adventures, to steal a phrase from Swoop Luke. Yeah, the VFL players hopefully can continue to do a job in the team. That's classic. The Church of Dacos, and just celebrate that family. Yep, that's the plan. Nolan will have a blinder. Strangely overlooked early on in the season. Nolan? Who's Nolan?
I'm not so sure.
Who's Nolan? SD? Anyways. Wooden Spoon, I think Pendles was about to sign a deal. Sidey given a thanks for playing. Mate, giving Pendles more time. Yeah, so it seems like they're gonna send Sidey on his way, sail into the sunset. He's got his 2 premierships in 2010 and 2023, and then we'll let Pendles stick around for another year or so.
And 2024 champs.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah. Pies win, and 2024. Sidey will leave with the flag in 2024, so a 3-time premiership player has a nice ring to it. Pies win by 30. I'm confident with this one. Yep. Third, that's very optimistic, and we love that. And I don't think we've seen your name in the stream before. So welcome to the stream, and thanks for tuning in. How I got a trigger for 2025? I don't really know the context of the contract, so I don't know if we can speak on it too much.
Yeah.
Goal champs.
Pat Lipinski leading goal kicking today. It's going to be hard. You'd probably see him on the wing today.
Yeah. He does play the forward a little bit.
He does. But like if he's going to be, really on the wing, might be a little bit hard. Hopefully we get, we talked about earlier, Bobby Hill, Lockie Schultz as well, getting in there. He really needs to have a big game today, Schultz.
Yeah. And Lipinski's game against Port Adelaide early this season, he kicked 4 goals, which was his career high, or is his career high. Before that, his most goals was 3 goals for the Dogs way back in 2018. So he can find the goals. It's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time, particularly if he plays mainly on the wing. He does like to roll and slide into the 40-meter region in the 50 and look for those little short passes inside 50. So he's really capable of finding a way to get some shots on goal. But yeah, Schultz to kick 4, that would be massive. I want to see what's Shooter's goal kicking record of all time.
Yeah.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Pull it up. What else we got going on?
Here we go. You can address that one.
Dodgeball with Vortex at school was better. Yeah, we used to ping each other with a Vortex. Yeah.
Did we use that, Woody?
Yeah.
Did we use that? I don't remember. Was I there, Jim?
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
Okay, so Lockie Schultz, career high in goals. So he's kicked 4 goals 1, 2, 3, 4 times in his career, and he's kicked 5, and that game was against West Coast last year. I think we take that with a grain of salt. His next best was 4, and that was against Sydney, who were okay last year in May. So he's due for a 4-goal performance. Roughly this time last year, he kicked 4 goals against Sydney. So that's one to watch out for, boys. Just subscribe. Loving the content. Mr. Sweaters, thank you for tuning into the stream. We'd love to have you on board and get involved in the chat. Here we go. It's not really real. Go on, champs. Have a hit at that.
Yeah, well, obviously, back in the day, massive WWF.
I'm going to show them.
Massive WWF fans we were. 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. We used to have a trundle bed where you pulls out the bottom, and we always used to do, swanton bombs, bloody flying headbutts, and everything to each other. Crossface Ripper.
The people's
yeah, exactly right. So, Mum had one day, absolutely cracked it, rushes it in, says, "What are you guys doing? Wrestling's fake." And, at the ripe age of like 6, 7 years old, I go, then why do so many people go watch it?
Yeah, exactly.
So, we move on.
I've got something for you guys. So one time at my place, we were upstairs. Caleb did this move called the F5. It's the Brock Lesnar move. And he's left a mark on me for the rest of the time. So you can see, guys, this mark here is a scar left by this man here. Put me through a glass table, dropping me from like the top of his shoulders onto a glass table, completely shattered the glass. And I'm like, I stand up and I'm faded. Like I've had drinks and I don't know what it's like to be drunk at the age of 10, but that's what it felt like. And then Caleb looks at me, he's like, "You right, bro?" And then my auntie Maria, she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. And then 2 minutes later, I put my head here and I pull my hand in. I'm just covered in blood.
Yeah, champ. It wasn't even 2 minutes later. It was like 10 seconds
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
And you're doing these ones, champ. And he's doing this, and he's looking down, he's looking at me doing this, and I'm like, what's going on? But
Straight to the doctors across the road, and I was in tears.
yeah.
Here we go. Chris is loving this, huh?
Yeah, he's loving
Chris
it.
is having a fucking field day here. Winners, margins, best players, predictions, cool stream. Troy, all right, I'll have a crack first.
Yeah.
Winners, Collingwood by 7 points. Best players, I said Nick Dacos was the easy one. Fuck, I forgot who I said the other best players were.
You wanted AJ in there?
AJ, and then there was one more, brother.
Schultz. Oh, no.
No, we missed Schultz. Or I missed Schultz.
Yeah.
Anyways. I forget. But I know I'm going to steal this one off you. I'm going to say Bo McCreary. I'm going to put him back in there. What about you, champs?
Yeah, well, winning margin, I'm going 17 points. Be around that 3-goal mark. Best players, just have to look at recent form. Nick Dacos is the obvious answer there with the coaches' votes as well.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a big one. Would like to see, as you alluded to, Bo as well, maybe in there.
Yeah.
In the talks are there. And yeah, it's a cool stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Troy. Appreciate that. Chris, funny how I realized that both of you have now punched me in the nose. Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Hey,
we love you. We do love you, though. Subscribed about a week ago. Thanks, Digsby. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Lived in a court. Midnight cricket using wheelie bin as wickets and a tennis ball. Yeah, that's goated. We used to love their backyard cricket at Robert's house in Huntingdale.
Yeah, that was goated.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. It would be hard to fucking see the ball.
I'm assuming in the court they would have had good lighting. Is that right, Marty?
Maybe, that'd be elite. Yeah, that'd be elite. I love that.
Vibe.
On a hot summer day,
yeah,
mate, maybe we need to wheel the bin out the front.
I used to do penalty shootouts with Nick at his place, and we'd use the garage as like the goals. It was a perfect height and width.
Cricket ball cricket in the backyard until Dad cracks over so many palings knocked off the fence. Huh?
So Craig, did you switch from the cricket ball to like a tennis ball or a lemon like we used to, or what? Did you just stop playing once Dad cracked the shits? Is Matt Nichols umpiring? No, fortunately no. And before I forget, champs, regarding Nick Dacos and his coaches' votes, 39 votes in his last 4 games, so pretty much maximum, because the most you can get is 10 in the game. 5 votes each from each coach is maximum votes, and he's had 39 votes in the last 4 games. That is the most coaches' votes in the stretch of 4 games. Next best is Dustin Martin. I think he's got 38 coaches' votes. So what a fucking run he's having so far.
Yeah, hopefully he gets that Brownlow.
Yeah. Yeah, so no Matty Nichols, horrible umpire. Yes. Look, I didn't know. I don't take much attention to the umpires, but now that after the debacle that was with Matty Nichols, he's under my microscope.
He's a clown, man.
As to his Luke Hodge, Rocket, if you're in the chat, mate, we've taken notice of Luke Hodge, and a lot of people in the comments of Pies Eyes podcast episode 5, guys. If you haven't watched that, maybe give that a listen at some point this weekend. We noticed Hodgie backed Collingwood in the midst of that umpiring decision, but apparently he's biased against Collingwood. So we're going to keep an eye on that. If you guys want to test that, let us know in the chat. Big game needed by City tonight and Crisp. Sidey, sorry. Yeah, Sidey, yep. Crisp has been really good this year. Rolling back into midfield. Last year, he played mainly as a halfback flanker, and then he's found some form. He nearly got dropped early in the season. He was a sub for Brisbane.
Yeah.
He was nearly out. So, really good.
He's really turned on.
Good redemption curve by the man.
Bro got angry at sideline and chose violence against the Pies. Is that a peanut? Or a potato?
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah, leading the score involvements for Dockers on the night.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. So I'll fact check that, Digsby. So you're saying last week Pendle's led score involvement for the Pies? No, he's nowhere near it. He had 2 score involvements for the game against the Dockers. So I don't know about that, but I decided it's all to do with him. Duray is old, but a natural defender. Fear still would be smoked off halfback by a West or Garcia type. Maybe.
Put that comment on.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's doing well, and it's all about getting the matchups right. Like as a defender, you're going to realize that, hey, all right, we might be relative to size, but if someone's a lot quicker than you, you probably just switch that matchup and Sidey would play on someone a little bit slower or older. So then they'll just get the matchup right. I think he does show a lot of qualities of being a natural defender, and that's probably from his experience being a help side winger, coming back on defense. Like the ability, guys, to leave your man, which is a really risky thing to do, and then try impact the play, either be that of a spoil or coming off to get a disposal or come in and leaving a tackle. That's a really split second judgment. And if you make the wrong decision there, you look really bad. And so far, I can't think of an example of where he's done that. And, if you want to look like, okay, what is an example of that happening? We don't have to look that far as to earlier on in the year, Darcy Moore absolutely flying for everything.
Mm-hmm.
The third man role, trying to come across and take a intercept mark when it's not on. Obviously looked absolutely atrocious. So, Sidey's showing a lot of quality traits at the moment as a defender.
Yeah, really keen to see Sidey solidify that spot. Theo and Porps, welcome to the chat. Would love to see Bo in the middle, high pressure, give Hill the 50 tonight. Yeah, so just quickly, Bo had 17% of the centre backs attendances last week, and I think we might see that rise to maybe 20, 25%. And I think he'll slowly grow into that role. And it's a perfect time given the players that are out. So looking forward. There's so many things like amidst all these injuries and absences, there's so many like question marks that are like, I'm really looking forward to see if they can be answered during this period. And we've so far ticked all those boxes. But yeah, just looking at like players like Bo McCreary, Finlay McRae, Bytel, McInnes when he was playing, Joe Richards, like there's so many players to love and like sort of just like join them on the journey of their sort of rise at AFL level.
Exactly right. We're getting insights of players like, Sullivan didn't really know too much about him and what he was going to look at AFL level. We can get to have guys like AJ come back, try to prove himself. So, yes, there is a lot of changes to week based off injuries, but it does make it exciting that we do have guys that are willing to come up and step up to the plate. And we can see those who will sink as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited. And I don't know, even with all the changes, and I said it earlier at the start of the stream, I'm still confident that we're going to win.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Chris. Hey, guys. I love your show. Keep up the good work. How do you think Collingwood will go with their injury list tonight? Go Pies. Firstly, thanks, Chris, for the kind words. We love having you guys involved in the stream. Put as many comments as you like in the chat. We're going to try to get to them as much as possible. But yeah, as we've just been talking to those points there, I think even despite the list woes with injuries, I think we're always a chance. And you go to no more of a hostile crowd than Perth last week against a high performing Fremantle side, and we should have won. And if not for a few things that didn't go our way, we win that game. So similar to tonight, Western Bulldogs have their own injury issues with Aaron Norton, Tom Liberatore, Ed Richards. There's Bailey Smith. You want to throw him in there as well. There are players missing on both sides, but I think someone said earlier in the chat, a champion team beats a team of champions, and that's Collingwood. We're the champion team, and Western Bulldogs for the last few years have been a team of champions, but they're just a side that looks pretty and they collect the stats, but they don't win the games they should be winning. Watching from Japan, go Pies. I'm actually looking to go to Japan in October. I'm not sure if I've told you that, champ, but I'm looking at going to Japan. That's sort of in the infancy of the ideas right now, but that's something looking to do. Do you live there? Are you just there on holiday? Are you Japanese? Tell us your story and how are we saying him? Theo and Porps? I think still has 1 year left on his contract. Okay. I think, that's an interesting one. And if he's got a year left on his contract, maybe he just plays less games next year or soldiers through. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not putting a pencil line through his name just yet, but yeah, he's not far away at the moment.
Pendles, Elliott, Mychek, and Howe as our leaders next year. Yeah, definitely Pendles. If he decides to play on, hopefully he does. Jamie Elliott and Mychek obviously got a lot of experience there. Howe as well. He sometimes you think some of those bad breaks in the injuries he's had, like could this be the end for him,
Jamie?
But Howe and Elliott as well, but with his recurring injuries, but more in particular Howe, but obviously bloody hard of a line.
Yeah, and Isaac Quaynor is in the leadership team, so he's, I
Yep.
guess, the next bunch of players upcoming and leading the team into the future. His brother Luke Quaynor just played in the VFL for Collingwood, only collected 4 disposals, so I'm not sure how much game time he got. Or, first game in the VFL as a 17-year-old, it's a big ask.
Yeah.
But he will probably come through our academy in the draft this year. And he's been doing okay in the Coates League. He had a breakout game last week. I think he had 21 touches and was really impressive off the halfback flank for the Chargers. So we'll have another Quaynor in the black and white next year. Whether he plays many AFL games to start off with, that's a question that is still yet to remains unanswered, but we'll find out in the long run.
I think both Dylan and Elliott will retire after this year. Yeah, I think Elliott's still got a lot left in him, and his performance indicate that. But still, I don't know. It depends how much he finds a home off the half-back line.
Yeah.
Obviously, he plays very well there so far, even though it's a small sample size.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had to pick, if you're saying, got a gun to my head or lay a massive bet, Caleb, who is your bet out of all our mature age players who's going to retire?
Yeah.
My bet would be Sadie.
Yeah. And just regarding Jamie Elliott, I think he's played quite well this season. He's averaging, what's his goal average at the moment? He's averaging nearly 2 goals a game. Nearly 2 goals a game, which is top 4 in his, I guess, years from 2012 to current date. It's one of his top 4 years regarding goals. He's collecting 13.5 disposals. So I think Jamie Elliott, if he can keep his body right, and what people don't realize, if you guys are diehard Collingwood fans, you probably realize Jamie Elliott has amazing aerial capacity for a small size forward. He's quite short, relatively speaking. He finds the goals, he's clutch, but he also is a fucking menace when it comes to applying pressure inside 50. Are you aware of that, Champs?
Yeah, Champs. He's all over it.
He's all over it.
Yeah.
And he's not known. He's not known firstly as that pressure player. But that's what I'm saying. Like Lockie Schultz, yes, we brought him over for forward pressure, but at the end of the day, you're still a forward. You've got to find the goals.
Yeah.
And Jamie Elliott is, if Toby Green is the premier small forward in the league, then Jamie Elliott is probably just one tier below, in my opinion. You got Toby Green, Charlie Cameron, and then you got Jamie Elliott there as well, right beneath them. Billy the masterclass loading. I like that. Andrew. That's a good one. Love that.
We'll be praying.
Sidey wants to play fear. He doesn't. He's wanting to call it. Wouldn't want him to go out with these terms. Now, look, you don't play footy in fear. We're really big on that. If you love the game and you want to play. Injuries will be injuries, and that's life. You just don't live in fear. It's a very unphilosophical way to go about things.
Yeah, exactly right. You can only control what you can control, right? At the end of the day. So no point living in fear.
Yeah. Elliott contract for 2025. Awesome. And sign on the Hosk. Okay. Yeah. Hosk is a good Mr. Reliable, so I'm not opposed to that.
Awesome.
Okay. Side bottom retires. Yeah. If Sidey goes back to back, maybe he can retire. I don't know what it means contract-wise. Do Collingwood have to pay him out, or do they come to an agreement where he's paid out on a lesser degree, or they use that final year in his contract to transition him into a more coaching role?
Yeah. We'd have to look into more, but I think if we just retire, then that's the end of the contract, right? Like that's how you can break contracts, and the club has no liability to pay the rest of it out.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So breakout game for Shooter. Yeah, we want goals from Shooter, and we consent it as well. Yes, Noble, not Noel. What was ST's question again regarding that?
Breakout game, I believe, or something along those lines.
We're just scrolling back up here. Noble have a blinder, strangely overlooked early on in the season, lots to prove. Yeah, I think the big question mark was always his defensive ethic and how well and how consistently he can uphold his ball use efficiencies, and he's done that very, very well in the last month or so, and just playing his 100th game last week. So he's got plenty more to give. So yeah, really keen for that. Stav, how you going? See your comments quite a bit in the video, so appreciate we appreciate your support. G'day lads, I got Bobby Hill to kick 5 tonight. Yeah, we need a Mr. Norm Smith performance from Bobby tonight.
Yeah, we need one of our forwards to be stepping up today. Yeah. So hopefully that's it.
Yeah. Boys live streaming the game. So no, but we will be back for the post game show, and we want to have some of you guys on the stream to share your thoughts. So we'll send a link in the comment section after the game, and we can sort of just have a yarn from there. If they can get 11 more, they match McLeod and Edwards. So seems unlikely. Awesome.
Hmm.
Your man?
Quaynor's in our leadership group. He needs to lift tonight. He has been a bit down this year. Well, like we've alluded to on the Pies Eyes podcast, episode 5, as a defender, we know how good his one-on-one ability is. He's still winning 20%. I'm sorry, he's only losing 20% of his one-on-one. So he's winning 80% of his one-on-ones, which is really good for a defender. So he hasn't lost that knack. My thing is, and I've got a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
Because all the media coverage last year talking about how good he is one-on-one. Is it just the case that, okay, they look up, you see Quaynor on whoever the opposition forward is, and they're not kicking the ball near him? That could be a little bit to do with that. I think he still has a role. And yeah, definitely not going to get dropped for anyone. Still electric. And, last time he played him, champs, he had a breakout game against West.
Yeah. I think I noted in the preview he had 27 disposals, had like 8 intercept marks, which was a career high. So another good opportunity to play Quaynor into form. But as Caleb pointed to, being the small to medium-sized defender, all you're asked to do is play a role, and that is to defend first. And while his stats might be down from year on year, just having a look here, he's averaging 3 less disposals, which, like I said, as a small to medium-sized defender, not really worried given the role that Quaynor was asked to play. But the alarming one was the fact that Caleb brought this up in the Pies Eyes podcast, that he averaged 2.5 intercept marks, which would have to be like top 5 for medium-sized defenders last year. And it's currently down to 1 intercept mark per game this year. And it could just be the fact that the ball's just not coming his way in the air as much. I don't notice his one-on-one contest in particular, he's averaging just a little under 1v1 defensive 1v1s this year compared to 1.2 last year, which over the grand scheme of the season, it does mean there are a few more engagements. So, yeah, I'm not too sure how much to read into that. But as far as the eye test is concerned, I don't think he is playing bad. He's just doing his bit.
And today as well, it's going to be, depending how the first quarter goes, if that is kind of like a box-to-box game, which we saw last year, fast, free-flowing, defensive, kind of more offensive shootout game, that kind of would strive a more medium-sized defender, such as Quaynor, which is probably why we saw such good performance from last time around, hitting 27 disposals. So, maybe if the game swings our way, we can actually expect a big game from him.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to get going in about 2 minutes so we can set up shop in the living room, and then we'll be back for the post-game show. So we're going to quickly speed run through these comments. We'll go one by one, champs. I'll go one, and then you go one. So McCreary, 1 goal and plenty of tackles. I've got him for 20 disposals and 1 goal tonight.
How much of an impact do you think McStay will make when he returns? I don't want him to rush back from injury, but we'll see when he comes back in. Obviously, as being a tall, he'll definitely help us out, especially towards the finals push where it's going to be a more contested game.
Yeah. Quaynor had a good last 2 weeks after quiet start. Also, Braz 200 a few weeks. He's a champion, and Brazzy has been unreal this year. He deserves some flowers.
I wouldn't get rid of Steele for next year. Keep him on a reduced contract 1 year at $350. So obviously he's locked into his contract currently, but if he decides to retire, then that will be it. I like this next comment that's about to pop up.
Me and my friend did a 3D to another's friend, little brother, and almost
knocked him out.
What's a 3D?
3D, brother. You're kind of Bubba Ray. I'm Devon Dudley. They go up, they put their hands up like this, and they go and boom.
Is it the Dudley boys?
Mate,
yeah. Demon Badger, we fucking had the triple threat match between Edge and Christian, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, and the Dudley boys on replay from, was it WrestleMania or something?
WrestleMania 2000. TLC 1, 2, and 3 are unreal.
Love that demon.
I can see Steele going around again without injury, but he's a 50-50 in my opinion. Yes, I do agree.
Pies easily 37 points. Lipinski best on ground. Love that, Jason. Thanks for tuning into the stream, mate. Hopefully that comes to fruition tonight.
Nice to get to know you a little. I only found you guys 2 weeks ago. Enjoy. Cheers. Got to pick up the son from work. Cheers, Craig. Love the Sunnies.
Yeah, love the Sunnies. Thanks, Craig. And hopefully we see you a little bit more in the streams. Love that. 3 lights, hot 35 degrees was a blast, and pink glow in the dark, ball, great times. Well, seems like you're well prepared for those matches, cricket matches in the court where you used to live. So there you go, lights under the court.
Still spoiling is excellent. Just worried for leg speed. Good decision maker. 7 out of 10 times, and still a freakish field kick. Absolutely agree.
What's your boys' confidence levels tonight out of 10? 9.
9. Yeah. Blind confidence, some would say, but I'm very confident.
Really enjoying your chat from NZ, Oldwood supporter that unfortunately lives over here. Keep up the good work. Thanks, SC. I've been to New Zealand a couple of times in the Auckland region. Love that area. So thanks for tuning in.
This could be a thriller or 2022 Bulldogs wake-up call over again. Entertainment was there, though. I mean, Smith was the tongue, was hilarious, and Baku kicking 3 was a pisser.
All right. Now we might have to skip a couple guys because we got to set up Quaynell's leadership this year. I won't see him run and carry. He's been down this year. I don't know if he's the run and carry player just yet. You got Noble and Steel side bottom and Dacos sometimes a halfback flank that do that.
Yep, keep going. Should have picked Tickle in the draft, not an injured developed ruckman. Well, we talked about it. Obviously, he did train with us, Tickle, that is, during the offseason. Obviously, Collingwood would have seen something that they didn't like in him. So that's why when you pick a ready-made player. And also, apparently, in the Waffle versus Sandford game, he actually dropped his head quite a bit. So probably someone we don't want. Because you can train skills, but you can't train mentality.
Yeah. Figure is misled. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get rid of Elliot. He's been unreal. Harvey Harrison, another good game. The jury's in. He'll be a star. Yeah, I've been loving his game so far.
How do we think about the new holding the ball rule? I love it. Considering you can't really dump or sling tackles anymore, I think it's a step in the right direction. You're really rewarding the tackler. Yeah.
All right. Last couple. Rodney Rocket. Here he is. Go Pies.
Would have loved to see you down at Scammell against Daisy Thomas today against Wattle Park, but unfortunately you're in Queensland. Have a few beers for us, mate.
Enjoy. Rangatank. Love the stream, boys. See you after the game. And Luke, hello from Bangkok. Go Pies. Go Pies.
You stay away from those pesky ladies. All right, Luke.
All right, we got to go, guys. We'll see you post game. See you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Cheers, Jeff. Sure.